Hey guys, what's going on? This is Andrew here today, and we're going to be taking a look at some more games that I got from Mr. Cheapo, as well as some games that I got from GameStop within this past week. I know I said that I was going to hold off buying some stuff and save some money for other things, but there were a few things that I found in both stores that I really just couldn't resist, and I figured I'd jump right on and just add them to my collection, especially because a lot of these games are games I actually want to start playing, so I started playing a actual decent amount of these in the time that I've gotten them. This isn't like any other pickups video where typically I will get a game and then it'll sit on my shelf for a while in my backlog. I've actually started a ton of these and have a want to start a majority of these that I've gotten, minus like a select one or two. But regardless, all the stuff that I've gotten today, I have to say is pretty cool. This was from GameStop, like I said, and Mr. Cheapo, with GameStop being at more than one location that I picked them up since I work at a few different locations. So without further ado, guys, let's take a look at some of it. Alright, the glasses are coming off. I have a headache. So, first game that we're going to take a look at, I actually got all of these out of order, so I'm not going to go in order with them, and I'm not going to go like in order by console either. I'm just going to pick up whatever is right in front of me. So the first game that I got was Saints Row: The Gat Out of Hell. I actually picked this one up from GameStop, and it didn't have the case, unfortunately, but I do have a printer and some special paper I use to print my own cover art and stuff when I don't have the official cover art, so it won't be complete, but it'll still at least be in a case and look nice. I got this for only $2 at GameStop, and I've played this game multiple times. I played it on the Xbox 360 because it was offered for free at one point with gold. I played it on the PS4 because it was free with PlayStation Plus, and I played it for the first time on PC, and honestly, it's one of my favorite games of all time. I know the other Saints Row games are typically better games than Saints Row 4 and The Gat Out of Hell, since this is like an expansion to Gat Out of Hell, but I really enjoyed the gameplay of this one and felt like it was a different kind of game on its own. I don't really consider it a Saints Row game compared to the other ones with how different it varies in style compared to the other ones, but nonetheless, it's still a really fun game and something that I got myself heavily into, so I'm happy to get it again. I'm definitely going to be playing this on my PS3 again once I get the audio issues figured out, because for some reason on my 4K monitor behind me right there, I have all of my HDMI devices going to a capture card, and then the capture card is going from an HDMI to DisplayPort converter, and for some reason with that converter, it causes certain issues with certain consoles, but doesn't have it with others. Like, I'll have it to where the audio will be fine when the console is on, like, when I'm not playing a game, but as soon as I play a game, the audio cuts out. But only for certain games they'll play audio, like non-HD games like the Beatles Rock Band, or like something like a PS2 game. So it's kind of weird, not exactly sure what that issue is just yet, but I might have to plug the PS3 directly into HDMI, just swap it with another console, or get a better converter that might be able to fix my issue, because there's only 2 HDMI ports on that TV compared to my old one that had 3, and I figured I'd turn the DisplayPort cable, or the DisplayPort, into an HDMI port in a way by using the converter, but it doesn't look like some of my consoles play nice. I know I'm kind of going on a tangent, but the last thing I'll say is, for some reason, the Switch will only do 480i, or I mean 480p on that. It won't do 720p or 1080, but once I switch the input to going directly to HDMI, it works just fine. So yeah, I went on a tangent for one game. Don't know how I ended up doing it. Whatever it is, this is a really good game to me. I can't wait to play it again. So next up, we have a game that I really should have gotten a long time ago, and something that really isn't something very relevant these days, because it's an outdated version of a game that really doesn't have anything special about it other than being a portable. This is Super Smash Bros. For the 3DS. So when Nintendo released this game, they also released it on the Wii U, and I'm not exactly sure why they ended up doing it, but they made one version for the Wii U, one version for the 3DS, and they almost wanted you to get both of them. My thing with this version and the Wii U version, they're both my least favorite Smash games of all time. A lot of people like to say that Brawl is their least favorite game of all time because it wasn't as competitive or fast-paced as something like Melee or even any other Smash game. But I feel like that game had at least some magic to it where the campaign was really good, where something like this and the one on the Wii U just don't have anything special about it. And especially with Smash Bros. Ultimate coming out, it completely makes these games irrelevant, especially since this was just special for being a portable version of Smash Bros. And now obviously Smash Ultimate is a portable version of Smash Bros. That completely destroys this version. But I wanted to play it nonetheless, just because I had never actually owned a copy of this. I had played my friends' copies, and I have to say, it still is a really good version of Smash Bros. Like, if we're talking portable, and if this was the only portable version, I'd say this was a really good, a job well done, I'd say, for a portable version of this game, because it really is a fun game to play. But something like Smash Bros. Ultimate is a lot better, and since I'm used to that portable thing now, it's not like a new thing. I feel like something like Melee or the regular or Smash Bros. Brawl would have been a better option for me, but still like playing it on the 3DS. I'm just not going to play this one nearly as much as the other versions. So I've always been into the Sonic games, so it's no surprise that I picked this up when I saw it, because I didn't really know that this version existed and didn't know what to expect from it. This game is Sonic Chronicles: The Dark Brotherhood for the regular DS. So I also picked it up because it was in its original case, and I figured it would be cool to have another complete Sonic game, because this game actually ended up being complete, and I do want to own all of the Sonic games and every version of them in the future, so this was something I added. The thing with this one is it's a lot different than any other Sonic game I've played. This is more RPG focused. The combat at the very least. It's like a battle system like you would see in something like Pokemon or Earthbound. Obviously saying RPG pretty much is the way to describe that, but I figured I'd put it into some more context. I actually kind of like this game. At first when I picked it up, I didn't really care for it, because you do have to control it with the stylus instead of using like the actual the D-pad and all that stuff and the face buttons, but overall it's not too bad of a game. I think it's actually a lot of fun, and I've been enjoying it so far. So I don't know if I'm going to end up beating this one, but I have played a decent amount of it, and I'm liking what I see so far. We'll see what happens from there. Now, this game right here is the game that got me into video games. It was the first video game I was able to understand, because whenever I'd play any other game, I wouldn't know what to do. I didn't know how to use a controller. I just had no hand and eye coordination when it came to that stuff. If it weren't for this game, I would not be playing games today. I wouldn't be in this field, in this industry. I would probably have never played a video game, but thanks to the simplicity and the ability to drag the other player along, which is what my cousin was doing for me, I got into games and love it every single day. So without further ado, my favorite, well, not favorite game, but the first game that got me into games, Lego Star Wars, the video game, the original Lego Star Wars. So I own this now on every single platform it's come out on. I got it on the original Xbox, I have it on the PS2, I mean the GameCube, and now I have it on the PS2. I don't know if they did a PC release for this. I know they did for Lego Star Wars 2, which is actually my favorite of the Lego games, but I wasn't 100% sure if they released this on PC, so I'm going to claim for now that at least I have it on every console it released on, but if there's a PC version, I will be picking up that one as well somewhere down the line. I love this game. I still love it to this day. I feel like the level design is really cool, and I prefer actually the levels in this one to the ones in the Complete Saga, especially in the pod racing level, where it is a lot more difficult, and I think it can be dumbly difficult in a lot of ways. It provides a challenge, and I just feel like it works out a little better than the other one. It still holds up really well to this day, I'd say, gameplay-wise. I know the controls aren't 100%, modern, but it feels to me like a really good game, and it's something that I can play forever. It's just a timeless game to me. And who doesn't love the, Star Wars 1, 2, and 3? I know a lot of people don't, and that's more just a joke, but honestly, I loved the prequels. I loved the, the original trilogy as well, but I absolutely love the prequels on top of that. And this is really what my whole childhood was. This game, I played this all the time. At one point, I played all the way through it without a memory card because we didn't have a memory card at the time. I played all the way through 1, 2, and 3. And episode 1, 2, and 3, kept the GameCube on, finished the game, and then eventually I got myself a memory card and actually made my progress. And for the first time, maybe about a year ago now, I actually ended up 100% completing it, which is something I never did as a kid. I'm looking to do it again. I will definitely be playing this on my backwards compatible PS3 without a doubt. So we already talked about one Sonic game by showing you guys the one on DS. I actually ended up picking up another one, being the Sonic Mega Collection Plus for the original Xbox. So one thing I didn't know about this version until I read the back of it right now is that it also includes some of the Sonic Game Gear titles, which I had no idea they included, which is pretty cool because Sonic Game Gear titles, you don't see those kind of games anymore. When I say games like that, I mean think about when a top tier AAA game came out. Whenever it would come to something like the DS or the PSP in some cases, you wouldn't get the same version of the game. It would be like a secondary version of the game that was meant for handhelds. I always love those kind of games. I don't know what it was, but it's something special about them that makes them unique, and I'm sad that we don't get those kind of games anymore. With something like the Switch being a powerhouse, or it's not a powerhouse anymore, but we're getting basically console games on a portable rather than secondary portable games, which honestly is a blessing in a way, because at least we can play those games on the go. But I do from time to time miss how we had secondary games like this, because sometimes they could end up being better than the originals. I really enjoyed playing like Lego Star Wars on my GBA and some of the other ones, but the Game Gear titles I feel like were really cool and unique, and honestly a lot harder than the Sega Genesis versions, which is saying a lot because the Genesis versions were hard themselves as well. But this contains Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Sonic the Hedgehog 3, Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, Sonic Spinball, Sonic 3D Blast, Sonic and Knuckles, and then, like I said before, it also includes some of those Game Gear titles. So I'm definitely going to be popping this one in my original Xbox pretty soon. I want to play the rest of the Game Gear games I haven't tried for Sonic. I've only played Sonic the Hedgehog 2 on the Game Gear, so I would really like to give a shot the other ones. But yeah, I'm very excited to get this one. Plus, I only got it for $11, and I think that's a perfect value for a game like this, because I think I've seen it range from like 20 to 30 before. So this retro game store that I just started going to, guys, Mr. Cheapo, just has perfect prices for these games. Many of you guys will probably be surprised that I didn't already own this copy of the game, but GTA 4 for the PS3. I have played through it on Xbox 360. I have played through it on PC. I also replayed it on the Series X once that console came out, and they had the game on backwards compatibility and let you unlock the frame rate. It also is the most popular video on my channel where I did a tutorial on how to beat that game, because there was a glitch at the end of it where when your frame rate was unlocked, it would cause it to where when you were in the helicopter at the end of the game trying to get in, if you were hitting the A button too slow, it wouldn't let you get in the helicopter and you'd fail the mission. But I showed a video in a way on how to hit the A button fast enough to be able to do it, and it's now my most popular video on this channel and one of the first videos I posted on this channel. So I figured it'd be cool to own the game on every platform. Since I finished GTA 5 on every single platform, I would like to do the same for 4. The PS3 version is the only version of this game I'm missing in terms of completing it on every platform. So I'm going to be playing it again. I am now going to do Bowling with Roman on every single platform. So my buddy Kyla Boudreaux has been bugging me to get Def Jam Vendetta for a really long time, and I've been considering looking for the game here and there, and I made a promise to him that if any retro game store I go to has it there, no questions asked, doesn't matter the price, I will buy the game on the spot, even if it's something ridiculous. But while I was at this retro game store, they didn't have Vendetta, but I thought it'd be a funny idea to get a different Def Jam game that they had that isn't the same style fighting game as the other ones. This one is more of a rap game. This one is Def Jam Rapstar. I got it for no reason than to make a joke to my friend that's been bugging me to get Def Jam Vendetta. So I texted him on Snapchat. I said, hey, I finally got a Def Jam game, but not the one you were thinking of. So I got Def Jam Rapstar for no reason other than that. I got it for $2. It's a $2 joke. So might as well have just picked it up. I don't even know what this is. This looks to be a rhythm game to me, so this is interesting. I definitely will give this one a look somewhere down the line. It looks like it works with all console microphones, and I have multiple console mics, including Guitar Hero microphone, so I can definitely see myself trying this one in the future, somewhere down the line at the very least. This game I'm going to show now, I played on the Sega Dreamcast a ton. Thing is, I don't actually own the game. When I got my Dreamcast, I figured out this was the one that you can actually play backup games on, so before I started buying games, I started doing the dirty deed of getting the games online and just burning them on a CD and playing them on the console. I will eventually get the game on the official Dreamcast because it is an amazing game, but I found it for the PS2 for only $8, and I figured that was a good deal. Crazy Taxi, everyone. I played a ton of this on the Dreamcast. I mean, I played it very frequently, and yeah, I'm definitely going to be picking up the version on the Dreamcast, but I just had to get the PS2 version because I'm the type of person that likes to get the same game on multiple platforms just to compare them and see which one I like the best, and I figured I would just get it for this console. I don't know if I have it on the original Xbox. I don't think I do, but if I see that one around, or the one on the GameCube as well, definitely going to be picking it up there too. But yeah, like I said, I'm the type of person that will get the same game on multiple platforms. This is another one of my childhood games. I played a ton when I was younger. I mainly played the DS version. I played that one all the way to completion, 100% completion. At one point, I lost the game. Never found it. Don't know where the game is. It's probably still somewhere in my house that I'll probably never end up finding the game, and whoever moves into this house next will probably be surprised to see a nice DS game that just really was a fun one. But I also played this on the Wii. I played the console versions of it, and I think I already own it on another console as well. That game is Lego Indiana Jones, the original adventure. So I loved this game growing up. I mainly played it on the DS, like I said, but I also had the Wii version, so I played a lot of it. I don't really know if I have the second one. I don't remember if I ended up picking up that one or not. I probably did, knowing me. I probably got it out of nowhere and just forgot that I did it, but I figured I would pick up the original as well on the PS2 just to give it a second playthrough. I think this also came to the PS3 if I remember correctly, because when I was on the PlayStation Plus with the Premium Collection, you get to stream the games. I'm pretty sure I played the PS3 version of this game if I remember correctly, but either way, it's still a cool game to have. I've always been into the older Lego games. I'm not nearly as into the newer ones. I feel like they've gotten too advanced. I like the simplicity of games like this, so yeah, Lego Indiana Jones for the PS2. So this very last game in my haul is a game that I feel like is the most underrated Call of Duty game of all time. Probably right next to Call of Duty Ghosts. The thing with Call of Duty Ghosts is I understood why people were mad when it first came out, because it really was the first, I'd say, bad-ish Call of Duty that came out, in my opinion. I feel like Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2 were much better games than COD Ghosts, and when Ghost was the newest game, me and my friends would still hop on Black Ops 2, where I feel like with games like MW2, MW3, my friends and I would be on the current game, and then when the new one would come out, we'd be on the current one. But Ghost would be the first one to come out where me and my friends hopped back to the older version of the game. Now, which one do I think is the most underrated Call of Duty game of all time? I believe it is Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, because this game got hate for no reason after Infinite Warfare came out. When this game came out, it was loved. A lot of people liked that they finally went away from the same kind of gameplay that you were getting on every single Call of Duty game for a long time. I mean, from Call of Duty 3 pretty much, or Call of Duty 2 pretty much, all the way to the newest Call of Duty games before this, the games felt very similar to each other. The formula was definitely needed a change, and a lot of people wanted a change, but unfortunately, when futurism became too similar with each other, a lot of people started hating on this game for it, when really this was the game that started it, and I feel like it executed it very well. When this game first came out, I played the multiplayer all the time. It was the first multiplayer Call of Duty game I actually got decent at. I played it on PC when it first came out. My cousin had it on the Xbox One and PS4. My brother had it on PS4. I played a ton of this game when it was the newest game. I liked the concept of Exo Zombies. I liked the original zombies better from Black Ops 1 and 2 and all the other ones, but Exo Zombies was a cool concept that I really wish we would see more of these days. I wish they would have gone back and done other Exo Zombie modes, because this was just a lot of fun to me. On top of that, this had one of the best campaigns in the game of all time to me as well. For a lot of the COD games, most of them feel like they needed a sequel. I always felt like they needed a sequel. With a game like this, it was a perfect standalone. I can even say the same about Infinite Warfare. That was a good standalone campaign as well. This one, in my opinion, other than Call of Duty Ghosts, which I think desperately needed a sequel for the campaign, I feel like this was probably the best Call of Duty campaign in a single game where it didn't have a sequel. My favorite campaign of all time will always be Black Ops 1. No questions asked. Best campaign of all time. But this was a very solid game. I played a lot of it when it first came out, and to this day, I feel like it still looks really nice graphics-wise. I have this game on the Xbox One and the PC. I wanted to get the last-gen version just to see how it ran, because I know, obviously, when Black Ops 3 came out, they purposely made it run like garbage so that people would just adapt to the newer consoles. I think that at least that's what they did. But from what I remember correctly, when my cousin played this on the 360 version, when he still wanted the DLC to come to that console first, that he didn't have any performance issues. But yeah, that is every game that I got, guys. Pretty much every game on this list I've actually enjoyed so far. And for now that I'm kind of realizing most of the games I have on this list I've probably played before. So the Sonic Mega Collection, I've played a majority of the regular classic Sonic games. The Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, I played on another console. GTA 4, I played on another console. Lego Indiana Jones, I played on another console. Lego Star Wars, I played on another console. Crazy Taxi, I played on another console. The only 3 games on here that I haven't... Well, Saints Row, I also played on another console. The only 3 games on this list that I got that I never played on another console were Smash Bros. For the 3DS, the Sonic game for the DS, and Def Jam Rapstar. So, pretty interesting. I'm coming to that realization now, and I'm finding that kind of funny, actually. But maybe that's why I want to play them so often, because it's a game that I want to... Or maybe that's why, out of this list compared to most, these games aren't just going on my shelf. They're games I'm going to play, because I played them before and want to play them again, and enjoyed them a lot. So, yeah, I'm probably going to start playing these games as soon as I'm done with the video, guys. This was a lot of really cool stuff that I got. I didn't get this all in one day. This is, I think, was in like a span of 3 days. But honestly, really nice haul. The only other thing I got, which I actually forgot to include, which I'll just include at the end of this video, isn't a game, but it's one of those little GameStop accessories, and I actually got this at the Retro Game store, funny enough, despite me also getting the other games at GameStop. This is an old little adapter that is essentially just a video out adapter, kind of just like any video switch that I have. I figured it would be cool just to hold on to, because it's an old GameStop accessory, and you know I'm a GameStop employee and love this kind of stuff. But I'll probably end up using this somewhere in the future. It also doesn't look like it takes external power, which is really cool too. I probably use this in a secondary setup of mine, since I already have one of these. Funny enough, I'm probably not even going to use it for the consoles that are listed on here, because I use all these on component when this is just a composite NS video thing. But yeah, I kind of went on a tangent. That was the very last thing right there. Thank you guys for tuning into this video. I can't believe I actually recorded one so soon from the other one, when considering how non-frequently I've been uploading. But I got another video out. I gotta say I'm proud of myself. Thank you guys for watching, guys. I'll see you all in the next one.